shepherd I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
In the name of His Majesty Maximilian, Emperor of Mexico, and by order of his representative, the acting Governor Colonel LeBlanche, the prisoner has acknowledged his guilt under torture and been convicted of treason and other high crimes and misdemeanors against the government of Mexico. For this reason, Sebastian Ruiz has been sentenced to death by hanging, the sentence to be carried out immediately. All his belongings and all his lands are herewith confiscated.
Don't!
You can't get away with this!
Madre de Dios!
Oh, my husband.
You fool around with my wife, I kill you!
Sorry, amigo, but you'll have to get used to sharing her.
I'm listening.
Your Excellency, I don't know what to do. I don't understand my wife. My marriage was an almost perfect one. My wife was the living symbol of virtue.
So what of it?
From the moment she first saw Don Ricardo Villaverde, she's completely changed. She used to be loving and affectionate. Now she seemed like another woman. It's come to the point that the most upsetting thing is, I hate to say it, but she is failing in her conjugal duty.
Dreadful.
It's tragic, Your Excellency.
Here, take this. You need a vacation. You and your wife go to Matamoros. Make sure that she enjoys herself. Make her realize that for you, she is the only woman in the whole world. Perhaps she wants to be pampered. In any case, she's your responsibility. I'll see to Villaverde.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. Thank you.
You grow more enchanting every day, Lola.
The governor is waiting for you.
You have such lovely roses in your garden. Why do you neglect them?
We don't, senor, but some of them have thorns. Look at that.
Well, here I am, Michelle. And what is so urgent that I have to get out of bed at 11 o'clock in the morning?
You owe me another 10 scudos.
May I inquire how I incurred this debt to you?
Oh, the usual thing. Another one of your escapades.
I trust at the very least she was a duchess.
No, she's the wife of a farmhand called Manolo.
She's not an aristocrat, but you should see her body. It's angelic. All the same, I think you gave away too much money. If I'd been you, I
For
would...
the dishonor of a husband, it's difficult to overpay, especially these days.
True, but the trouble is the sight of a pretty woman always stimulates me to action, especially when I realize how much I can do to make a lady truly happy. I mean, fundamentally, I have to confess, I'm very unselfish. I just want to spread joy in the world.
You'll have to be more discreet and diplomatic. Try to use a little tact.
Don't worry, Michelle. From now on, I'll be the soul of discretion.
I knew I could count on your cooperation. You see, in our present situation, with the peons on the verge of rebellion, and with that character Zorro causing trouble everywhere, we mustn't give our citizens any further excuse for discontent. Don Ricardo, I intend to do the job I was sent here to do, but I hope I can do it peacefully.
You have my promise. I'll try to be more prudent.
I'd be very grateful. You see, your friendship with France and your loyalty to His Imperial Majesty Maximilian are very valuable to the government, my dear Villaverde, and I appreciate someone I can count on.
Michel, one thing's always puzzled me. If you don't mind my asking a personal question, how did a man like you become a soldier?
A shrewd question. You see, my original ambition was to study for the priesthood, but I soon found I was ill-suited to a life of self-denial. So when I was offered a commission through a wealthy uncle, I accepted it. And instead of Father Michel Leblanche, you have Colonel Michel Leblanche.
We'll see you this evening. I think you'll find the entertainment is worthy of your presence and the beauty of Madame Leblanche.
Until this evening, Don Ricardo. The man's a fool, a mere show-off. He's a lunatic out of his mind.
But he's a lunatic on whom Benito Juarez is relying heavily to maintain the fires of insurrection.
Yes, very true. But it's really no problem, because soon this clown called Zorro will get what he deserves.
Captain, just don't turn the other cheek.
My husband told me about your little escapade with the farmer's wife.
Believe me, I had no choice. I did it so no one would suspect us. That's the price I must pay.
I know. It cost you 10 scudos.
Please don't joke. I swear it to you. That woman was a common wench. She was revolting. I went through agony.
Poor little darling. How you suffer for love.
I had him in my grasp. In a moment, I would have delivered a lethal thrust, when suddenly I was attacked from behind, and he took advantage of me then.
A low trick.
But he won't get away with it, or I'm not Francois Bardot.
As always, Villaverde, you're a most excellent host. But am I mistaken, or is that Jose Herrera, the alcalde of San Ramon? It would appear the companions of Juarez are friends of yours as well.
No, he's no friend of mine, Michel. But he has a lovely daughter.
In that case, you have my approval and my blessing, but I advise you not to keep her waiting. Well, Matilda, are you enjoying the dance?
Of course, dear.
Good. I'm delighted.
Welcome to my house, Don Jose Herrera. My dear Conchita, the splendor of your presence puts the very lights to shame.
I'm amazed, Villaverde. If I'd expected I would meet Colonel Leblanche here, I wouldn't have budged from San Ramon.
As for me, I wouldn't have come in any case. But my father wouldn't give me any choice.
I'm very grateful for your father's strength of purpose, for giving me another chance to bask in the radiance of your beauty.
Maximilian, the Emperor of Mexico.
Is anything wrong, dear?
To Benito Juarez, to the revolution and the freedom of Mexico. I wouldn't, Captain.
Leave him alone.
Unless you want to die, LeBlanche, tell your men not to move.
It would be ridiculous to risk my life for nothing.
Not exactly nothing. You see, senores, I've come to collect some voluntary offerings to help finance our little insurrection. The lovely ladies present will have to sacrifice some trifling bagatelle, but I'm sure they'll be inspired to generosity when they consider that it's all going to a good cause. And now you, Bardot, can take the collection.
Do what he says.
Use my cloak for the offerings. Quickly. Senores, I hope you have a pleasant evening.
After him, Bardot. Go on, what's the matter with you?
Come on, guards! For my heart, right here. Don't move, either of you.
There he goes, Captain. Get him.
Halt in the name of the Emperor!
What does he feed that horse?
time I've got you, or my name isn't Francois Bardot.
What are you slowing down for? Dyspepsia.
Villaverde. Which way did he go? I said, which way did he go?
I don't know. Captain. You ought to find a better barber.
When I find the barber who did this, I'll hang him from the nearest tree.
Oh, it resembles the letter Z. Don't tell me it was that bandit everyone calls Zorro.
That's who it was.
How dreadful for you. And especially since people say you're the best swordsman in France.
If you were as experienced with weapons as you are with women, I could prove it to you.
Oh, no, please don't. I believe you. But I never participate in swordplay. You see, I can't stand the sight of blood. Why, just look at this, Matilda. That scoundrel has taken all my money, my gold, my jewels.
Unfortunately, you're not his only victim.
You too? How awful. As host, I feel responsible. At least let me offer you the security of my house for the night.
Yes, it would be terrible if we were to meet him on the road. But first, I'll have to convince my husband.
Search that wing. Take the other side.
Well, Captain Bardot, have you caught him?
Not yet, Colonel, but...
He won't get far.
Right.
Captain, whenever Zorro shows his face around here, you merely repeat this time he won't get far. But as yet, you fail to put your hands on him.
Yes, Colonel, I realize that. But things are different for once. I'll have troops search every house near the city. We'll make those peasants talk if we have to beat them to death. And we'll suppress every spark of revolution. Cost what it may, Colonel.
Do what must be done, Captain. Because this whole Zorro affair is getting entirely out of hand, and I don't like it. It's absolutely got to finish.
It will, sir. Without a doubt. On my word as a captain, sir. We crush him, destroy him, or my name's not Francois Bardot.
Come in. Did anyone see you?
No, my dear.
Matilda, darling. Matilda!
Yes, darling, what is it?
Open the door, dear.
No, darling, not tonight. I'm afraid all the excitement at the ball has given me a really terrible migraine headache.
But I have a lot of things to tell you.
You can tell me tomorrow, dear. Buenas noches.
Matilda!
Yes?
It was very kind of Villaverde to let us stay the night. You should try to be a little nicer to him.
All right, darling. I'll try to do my best.
I'm convinced that Jose Herrera is an accomplice of Zorro.
You know how it is with these Mexicans. They're liable to try anything.
I'm trying to work out a way to get rid of him without making too much fuss.
There are dozens of ways to destroy a man.
The moment has arrived, not only in San Ramon, but in the whole district. Because of this, Benito Juarez made a request for help from our mutual friend in Washington. And here is his reply.
From Matthias Boyd, by any chance?
Yes, from my old friend Boyd. He writes to say that he sent us a shipment of weapons, and that the revolution can count on the support of the United States government. Before long, we'll have enough guns in our possession to crush the invaders, to avenge our dead, and to settle the score for all the injustice we have suffered. The day of reckoning is at hand. These arms will open the pathway to liberty. We're going to send us a new type of rifle. It has a repeating action.
Excuse me, Don Jose. How's the shipment going to cross the frontier? And who is going to be our contact with them?
I'm sorry, but I can't reveal that. At the opportune moment, you will all be told. But right now, I want to have a list of all the men that have had any experience with guns, and of whose loyalty we may be completely certain. Senores, you know what to do. We'll meet again tomorrow.
Good night, Don Jose.
I suppose you were outside the door eavesdropping.
Naturally. You know I'm fascinated by these meetings you have.
We were not discussing things a girl should worry about.
If I were any girl. But you see, I'm not. I'm an exception.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm the daughter of the alcalde of San Ramon.
That's the letter I received from Matthias Boyd. As you see, the shipment of arms has already crossed the border. Now all we have to do is wait until the intermediary gets in touch with me.
If that's the case, it's merely a question of days.
Exactly. With the help of these weapons, we'll be able to regain our independence and our freedom. As for Maximilian and those traitors who support him, their days are numbered. I wanted you to know what Matthias Boyd had written in this letter. Because you're the only person I trust.
Buenas.
Howdy.
You come from a great distance, senor?
Yeah, Louisiana. It's where my home is.
From Louisiana. And now you're going to San Ramon. Because the first place on the road that way is San Ramon. About 10 miles from here.
I hope I can find a bed in that town. I'm tired.
There's a posada where you may get whatever your heart desires. There is wine, women, and of course a comfortable bed.
A peaceful town, hopefully.
Peaceful? It's a paradise, senor. You will not regret your visit.
Yep.
Shoot them if they resist!
A very peaceful town, I see. Yeah. Hey, you mind holding my horse?
Si, senor.
Hurry,
We
Father.
must destroy all these papers, especially Matthias Boyd's letter. These two. Here.
Buenos dias.
How dare you break into my house?
I'm sorry, Don Jose, but I've come to kill you.
Who's behind this? Who paid you to do his dirty work?
I'm not supposed to reveal the name of my employer. Oh, no! That is no way to treat a senora. No, 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 no.
Father!
Father! Oh, Father!
You must leave here. Come on.
No, no. My father was murdered. I'm going to stay here.
There's nothing anybody can do for him now. You must get away.
In here, come on! It's the girl! Kill that gringo! Shoot him right now! It's Zorro!
We haven't met, have we? I'm an American. His name's John Warren.
You better get out of here. Take the girl with you. Hurry.
We can't leave you here alone. Wouldn't be polite.
Don't worry. I can handle this crowd. Save yourself.
But I'm just beginning to enjoy this. I hate to stop.
Quick, we'll block the door with his chest. If you follow the river downstream for a few miles, you'll come to a cabin. Draw a letter Z on the ground. You'll be treated like a friend. Quick, hurry.
Come on.
Come on, quick. There are the horses. Keep going. Do what I told you and stay out of sight for a while. But you'll have to hurry. If they realize you got away, they'll be right on you. Yeah!
Ha ha ha!
Benito, they're friends. You can come out now. It is all right. There's no danger.
Buenos dias, friend.
Howdy, friend.
Won't you come inside? You can treat my house like your very own. Let me take the horses. Carmencita, take the señorita in the house.
This way, señorita.
Benito.
Eh?
I suppose you know where we come from.
You have come from Louisiana?
No, San Ramon.
With a balay, señor. Good children. Eat up
Here
your
we
food,
are.
all of you.
I have a medicine here that will help the señorita get a good night's sleep.
Carmencita is a witch, and she has me under her spell.
Don't talk nonsense. I wouldn't waste a good spell on such a lazy dog.
Lazy but willing. You can tell by the results. Here they are.
Have some of this. It is very tasty.
I, too, have an excellent medicine. I assure you it's highly efficient. Have a wee drop?
Hmm.
Saludos, muchachos, amigos. You can eat and drink all you want. Everything's free tonight.
Hey, give me some wine.
Here's to the girls.
Here's
When
to
they
all
get
of
here, we're ready for them. Dismount.
Yes, sir.
Firpo, Captain Bardot's outside. Saludos. Captain Bardot, I have good news for you. Don Jose Herrera, the alcalde of San Ramon, will cause you no more trouble. I fear he is no longer with us. He has gone to join his illustrious ancestors.
What did you do with the body?
We left it there, as you ordered us.
And what of the girl?
She disappeared right after. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't find her.
Here's the gold you were promised. You did a good job, amigo. Now I hope we can do as well.
Captain, they're nearly all dead. What do we do about the survivors? The few that are left.
I want them. They deserve a fair execution at the garrison.
Oh, Captain, it's not there.
Are you sure this letter really exists?
I saw the letter with these very eyes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let you waste so much of your valuable time.
Then there's only one answer. The girl must have taken it away with her.
She probably did. In fact, before I sent that message to you, she was actually reading the letter herself.
You must find Conchita Herrera at all costs. There's no doubt that in the letter Boyd has revealed the route and the name of the intermediary. Yes?
Captain Bardot,
What is it?
the council members have arrived.
Show them in here.
And the prisoners?
The firing squad. Give me a light.
Of course.
I had to ask you here to explain what's happened. Although Jose Herrera wasn't exactly a friend of mine, I didn't hesitate to go in person to his aid. Fate decreed that I should arrive too late to save him, but not too late to punish those who were responsible for his death. Look. Look there.
Ready? Aim. Fire!
And now, with the powers conferred on me by the governor, Colonel LeBlanche, I appoint as alcalde of San Ramon, Pedro Garrincha, here present.
Until I actually saw him with my own eyes, I'd always imagined that this Zorro creature was a product of popular imagination.
How long will these killings go on? I'm terribly frightened that one day they'll...
Don't worry. A man like this isn't easily beaten.
But he's alone.
A man will never be alone when he personifies the faith and the desire for liberty of the people. I must see whether I can get a message to him. He's the one person I could safely tell where I've hidden the weapons I was sent here to bring you.
And this time, behave yourself or you'll wake everyone up.
wine, senor? Yes, please, Scraps.
Paco, more wine!
All right.
Hey, Paco, everybody some more to drink.
¡Viva don Ricardo! Gracias.
What do you want to drink?
Maria, you must drink to my health.
And you must drink to mine. Paco, are our rooms ready upstairs?
All ready, senor.
And a jug of wine?
The best in the house.
Splendid. Let's go. Dolores. Dolores. Hey.
What are you doing here at this hour? Don't you know that there's a curfew? Get out.
Si, Excellency.
Get on home with you. Go on.
I was just closing up now. May I offer you a drink?
It's only fit for pigs.
Si, senor. Buenas noches. And you? What are you doing here? Have you got a room? I have many, but they are all occupied. Oh, it's a pity. Guess I have to go. Well, you won't get very far. No one's allowed to wander around at night. Orders of the governor. Then with your permission, I'll stay here. Suit yourself. I don't mind. Buenas noches.
Who's that? What's the meaning of this? What are you up to there?
No need to worry. We only want some information, and then we'll be gone.
What kind of information?
I want a precise answer to one question. The French have sent 2 supply ships for the forces under Maximilian. What port are they landing at? Come on, tell me.
So you know about that, do you? Those officers can't keep a secret.
I have to know what port they're landing at.
In that case, you're not asking for information. You're asking me to betray my country. Do you take me for a common traitor?
I haven't got much time, La Blanche. And I'm not wasting it on you.
So you're busy, eh? That means you're in trouble. I refuse to say anything. And don't bother to threaten. If you can't make me talk now, when I'm dead, it'll be even harder.
Why resort to extreme measures, especially when I have an even better idea?
stop, I can't stand it. Stop, Pedrito.
How dare you do this? Get out of here before I summon the guard.
Well?
I'll have you shot.
What port is it?
You're a filthy coward and a criminal.
Yes, I know.
You're nothing but a dirty, low-down...
I know all that, too, but I repeat, what port are they landing at? I advise you to talk. Then it's back to the feathers, and we keep tickling till you speak, understand?
Oh, no! Oh, stop! I'm dying! No, don't!
Michelle!
Yes?
Michelle? What's going on? What's wrong with you? Why are you laughing like that? Have you gone out of your mind?
Yes.
Huh? Michelle, will you please stop that?
I can't!
Do you want to wake everyone in the palace?
Yes.
Fine idea at this hour of night.
It's Zorro!
What are you talking about, Michelle? You're simply not making sense.
It's Zorro!
Zorro?
Yes.
But I don't see why that's any reason to carry on like that. I think you're just completely intoxicated. You shouldn't eat such big meals in the evening.
No, stop! I can't bear it anymore. No! In the Bay of the Seven Springs, south of Matamoros.
Best. Oh, no.
Who's he? Gringo's passing through. He slept down here. No rooms were empty.
Take him away. Be careful. Don't try anything. Shoot. I advise you not to arrest me, Sergeant. I'm an American citizen.
So much the worse for you. Shoot him if he tries to escape. And complain to your consul if we let you out.
Sergeant, this senor is an old friend of mine. There's no need to put him in jail. I'll guarantee his good behavior.
But I must do my duty. I've been given precise orders.
We don't want to create an international incident. In Washington, there are some people who would welcome this kind of opportunity. And I feel sure you must know how much that worries Colonel LeBlanche. When the United States makes a formal protest to our government, the diplomatic problems drive the colonel wild with rage. So please try to be reasonable, Sergeant. I know you wouldn't want to force me to speak to him personally about this. Is there anything worrying the authorities? Oh, you don't mean it.
According to our information.
Who would have dreamt it?
We must leave now, senor. With a word of warning. I would not advise you to depend on these Americans. Mostly they use friendships as a means of making a profit out of everybody.
I'll be very cautious, Sergeant.
Just wanted to warn you. Come on, let's go.
I must thank you, sir. You've helped me avoid a great deal of inconvenience.
Well, that's putting it mildly. You've never been inside a Mexican jail. But what's wrong with the girls who hang around this tavern? That one I had last night hardly stayed awake for more than a minute. And she's still sound asleep, huh?
I was much more lucky. My muchacha was awake all night.
Speaking of women, the sergeant told me the authorities have finally found the place where Jose Herrera's daughter was hiding. And that they've already gone there to arrest her.
Jose Herrera was a former alcalde of San Ramon.
Madre de Dios. Now I have to prepare an explanation of where I've been for my wife. Oh, Madre de Dios.
I should be on my way as well.
Your hat, senor.
Ah.
Paco, prepare me a couple of your biggest steaks.
Si, senor.
Carmencita, what happened?
They have taken the girl Conchita away. They have arrested her.
No.
Who came here for her?
Soldiers under Captain Bardot. They spoke of a hidden supply of arms intended for the revolution. They were searching for a letter, but they didn't find anything. Although they turned the house upside down, they got angry with the girl and took her away.
We cannot just sit here and wait. Senor, we must do something.
I shouldn't trust you. But I have no choice.
Have no fear, senor. By now, you should surely believe my loyalty. You know how much I risked in keeping you here, but I never hesitated once.
Yes, but you're on friendly terms with that traitor. Ricardo Villaverde.
I only value his friendship, senor, for the money I get. I have a wife to maintain and a family that gets bigger every day. But my real amigos are the oppressed. I'm on the side of the underdogs.
Yes, I know. Saw you at San Ramon with Zorro. Won't forget it.
How did you ever recognize me? I was wearing a mask.
That horse of yours has quite an unusual air about him. One not quickly forgotten.
He suffers from dyspepsia, poor animal. I fear I shall have to get rid of him.
You must take Zorro a message, Pedrito. You see, I don't know where he is.
Very well, senor.
There was an arms shipment. I was supposed to consign to Don Jose Herrera. But unfortunately, I reached San Ramon too late. You must tell Zorro where the arms are hidden.
Now then, did you manage to find out where the arms are hidden?
In the ground, 20 paces south of the spring of Sant Ignacio. It wasn't very simple to get the information from the senor because he was afraid to reveal anything. I did a good job, yes? Another man in my place would have failed, no?
Here's a present. Drink to my health.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you'll explain just why I was arrested. Especially since it was done in the name of the Mexican government.
Oh, my dear Doña Conchita, not arrested. You were merely invited here so we could have a little conversation. Besides, it didn't seem right to leave a woman of your class shut up in that little hovel.
I'm not sure I like your method of inviting when it includes a platoon of soldiers under the command of that person who dragged me here by force, bound and gagged, and brutally thrown into an old hay wagon.
Captain Bardot is zealous in his duties. Perhaps he misunderstood my orders.
No, sir, it's a question of one's viewpoint. It would be better to say that Captain Bardot thinks the crime of treason should be suitably punished, even though the guilty party is of the Mexican nobility.
Now, Captain, you're talking out of turn. Doña Conchita is speaking to me.
The crime of treason. Against whom, then? Can you be more explicit?
Against His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor Maximilian.
What the captain is trying to say is that you can carry patriotism too far.
But a monarch imposed on the people deserves no respect. He's a tyrant.
Oh, really, Doña Conchita? That's no way for you to talk. I must ask you to moderate your language. I'm doing everything I can to straighten this thing out, and we're not getting anywhere.
That may be. But I'd like you to explain the reason behind your bringing me back in spite of my objections, if you can.
No, Captain. Let me do it. We are trying to determine the location of a large arms shipment sent here to help the revolution. We're aware that your father knew all about it. It was supplied by the Americans and delivered by a messenger who was seen crossing the border.
Obviously, you should speak to this messenger.
Obviously. But somehow the man's managed to disappear from the face of the earth, into thin air.
Captain Bardot, you're usually so practical in these situations. Maybe you should work harder.
I don't think he'll be needed, keeping in mind that we have you.
Precisely. You could save us trouble.
Could I indeed? Do you really think I'd be willing to tell you where the arms shipment is hidden, even if I knew?
I'd hoped so.
Really? I'm afraid your hopes will be disappointed then.
We have methods of encouraging prisoners to speak.
Have we? The gallant French. Barbarians. I'm not afraid of threats, Colonel.
Doña Conchita, let's be practical. It was you Mexicans, you'll agree, who taught the French the fine points of torture.
Torturing me would be a complete waste of time. I don't know about these guns.
Don't believe her. What about the letter your father got from Matthias Boyd? It said the arms were going to be delivered here in Mexico. Your father was going to pick up the shipment.
If he hadn't been murdered by your cutthroats.
But this woman must be completely mad. It was I who ordered the execution of her father's murderers.
You were simply eliminating any embarrassing witnesses.
Donna Conchita, it's perfectly natural for you to be upset. But in the face of such a grave accusation, I must insist that you supply me with proof of it. You realize that when you accuse a loyal officer of murder, you have to accept the responsibility.
It's impossible for me to do that. I can't supply proof that he's guilty. Only you won't be able to prove him innocent.
Who is it?
Your Excellency, Don Ricardo Villaverde to see you.
Well, don't let him in for a minute or two.
Yes,
Sorry
sir.
to intrude, Michel, but it's urgent and very important. A few minutes might make a difference to your position.
Make yourself at home, Ricardo. I must ask you to excuse me. We'll continue later, Dona Conchita. Accompany the lady, Marat. Show her some of the palace, but don't lose sight of her.
I gather you're getting a lot of important things done this morning. Just take care, Michel. Madame LeBlanche might be dreadfully upset if she ever suspected you of philandering.
If I were 30 pounds younger, you're the one who'd have to take care, Don Ricardo. What a fantastic woman. What a fiery temperament.
Too much fire and too much temperament. And all for the wrong cause.
I'm afraid so. And I don't know how to make her listen to reason.
Not with the methods you use, Colonel.
Nor with yours, Bardot. That's exactly why I came here today. I want you to hand her over to me.
Hand her over to you? That's a very good idea. It would simplify the problem. But I don't think I'd better. She's too important.
And that's precisely why it would be in your best interest, and not simply mine. The populace is growing more restless, and the fact that that girl is held a prisoner in the palace might be taken as a suitable pretext to begin the revolution.
What if they do? My men are ready for anything.
Or your name isn't Francois Bardot. Don't be concerned. They're ready for anything.
But in exchange for the girl, I can give you a little information. You see, I know where those guns are hidden, the ones you've been trying so hard to locate.
Huh?
And I'm prepared to tell you when you give me Dona Conchita.
And I'm quite prepared to make a bargain with you, provided your information is accurate.
Very accurate. You see, Zorro has many helpers, but not all of them can be entirely uninterested in the tinkle of gold coins. The arms are buried 20 paces south of the spring at St. Ignacio.
Captain, arrange for Dona Conchita Herrera to be transferred to the Palace of Villaverde. Use my carriage. See that she is treated with all the respect that a woman of her rank deserves. And send Sergeant Marat with a wagon to the old spring at St. Ignacio. You may go.
Spades on the double. Now, let's see. This is deuce south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right. Start digging. Here.
What price did they make you pay them?
Very high price, my dear. Yet nothing in comparison to your worth. Does the old spring at St. Ignacio tell you anything?
You traitor!
That's only your point of view, Dona Conchita. But the friends of our Emperor Maximilian of Mexico would interpret my behavior as being outstandingly patriotic.
You brought dishonor on the name of Villaverde.
Don't say that, because I intend to share that name with you.
You mean...
I've decided to marry you immediately. What do you say?
Perhaps you think you can get me to agree to marry you if you have me tortured by Captain Bardot.
No, I have a much more subtle method, but no less persuasive. Haven't you stopped to consider how I happened to discover where the weapons were buried? Well, I also learned a great many more details, such as the real identity of Zorro and where to find him. telling anyone if I don't have to. However, the life of the great Zorro depends entirely on one little word from you, Conchita.
Come on, come on. It's gonna take all day. Hurry up. Put it on the wagon with the rest. Get moving. And you keep on digging.
My darling, you never look more ravishing.
Leave me alone. You forced this marriage on me. Well, it's done. But don't expect anything more.
I'm patient. I can wait. And one of these days, I'm sure you'll understand how unfair you've been to me.
Please, will you stop annoying me?
The arm shipment, Sergeant.
Attack! Attack, you cowards! No, no, don't shoot. I surrender. Don't shoot. You wouldn't hurt a defenseless, unarmed soldier, would you? It wouldn't be really worthy of you, would it?
No, I won't shoot you. Provided you get me on the top of that hill in no more than a minute.
Oh, of course, of course.
Pablo.
Get along now.
headquarters for help. Hurry!
Yes, sir.
Over here.
That's very kind of you, my friend. But I could have done that myself without disturbing you.
What do you want?
That shay is mine.
Then take it.
You're too kind. Oop. Yes.
We must make contact immediately with the troops who were sent to the Bay of Seven Springs.
At least that will guarantee our food supply. And obviously that will improve our strategic position, Colonel.
We need more than food to improve our position, and I'm counting on you, Bardot.
Colonel Blanche, the rebels have attacked the garrison at San Ramon. We were outnumbered, sir. I doubt if our men can hold out against them.
First it was Albornoz, then Madeira, and now San Ramon. Damn them.
No. With the forces at our disposal, it's completely impossible for us to confine this revolt.
And the rest of the country's in a much worse position. It's pointless hoping anyone will rush to our aid.
Colonel, Zorro and a bunch of rebels have attacked the garrison at Seven Springs. They've managed to capture our entire shipment of supplies. There were very few survivors.
Get out. Only the men present in this room know where those provisions were to be landed. In other words, someone talked. There's a traitor, a spy here.
A traitor? That's a big word, Captain. And besides, this is no time to launch an inquiry. Senores, there are times when a retreat is worth more than a victory. And if you want my opinion, you can have it. It's time to go our way. I shan't remain. I don't feel safe. You may go. Captain, prepare my carriage. My wife must leave the palace immediately.
Yes, sir.
My dear, you must leave here at once. The people are up in arms. You're in serious danger if you remain.
Very well, darling. Whatever you say, I won't argue.
Huh?
I know I could never persuade you to come with me. I can already guess your reply. Obviously, you have to remain here to protect my retreat. Thanks, dear.
And my retreat, who protects that? Captain, get my horse saddled and arrange an escort.
I'm afraid it won't be necessary. The rebels have surrounded the palace, but my name's not Francois Benoit.
Never mind. Get out, get out!
Yes, sir.
Put down your weapons in the name of liberty!
This way!
Captain Bardot, you seem to be in a terrible rush to go.
Don't worry. I always settle my accounts before I leave.
I'm at your disposal, sir.
This time you won't get away. Or my name isn't Francois Bardot. Ah! going to be a pleasure to kill you.
Oh, is it?
Only I'd much prefer to fight a real man who isn't ashamed to show his own face.
If that's all you want, there you are.
It was you.
Captain in a safe place. He's your prisoner. He will be brought to trial as an enemy of the people. Michel Leblanche.
Me?
You should have got out of here when you could. Find a horse for him and good riddance. Doña Matilda will undoubtedly be expecting you, and it's not polite to keep a lady waiting.
Bueno. Go this way. Gracias, señor. There you are.
Adios, comrade.
Long live the revolution!
Traitor Villaverde.
He's my husband now. But in respect to my poor father, I entreat you, please let him live.
Well, provided you leave now with me.
Impossible. I've already told you. Don't ask me to do it.
You love this man, don't you?
No, I don't. I loathe him with all my heart.
You love him, I said.
Yes. I admit it. I can't help it. I love him with all my heart. In spite of what people think about it. I don't care. I'll love him till I die.
That's what I always wanted to hear you say, darling.
If you need any help, Master, here I am.
No, I think this is a situation I can handle by myself, Pedrito.
Yahoo!